Hi there, everybody. I thought that I would do a TikTok in reply to some of the comments that I got on my last one when I was in the ED yesterday at Modbury Hospital. So, firstly, thank you to the really supportive people. Oh my goodness, you have no idea how much that's helped. Mind you, I only saw them today, this afternoon when I woke up. But your support really means so much to me. Um, I wanted to actually talk about chronic pain and why it might not have looked as if I was struggling too much. So, I live with incredible chronic pain. Firstly, I'm not going to tell you all my health issues, but I will tell you some. So, firstly, I have metastatic stage 4 for breast cancer. Yeah, it's a common one, and thankfully, hormone therapy is doing really well for me. I haven't needed surgery and I haven't needed IV chemo. I have been getting chemo, but it's orally, so yeah. That's why I look so good, and thankfully, I actually do suspect God may have healed it. I don't know, but all my PET scans keep coming up as my tumours, which I'm riddled with up and down my spine and a few other places. They're inactive, so that's really good. Like, praise you, thank you, God. Um, I've had lupus arthritis, so it's SLE lupus that presents as arthritis right through my body, from the first joints in the top of my head, wherever, my jaw, my nose, all the way down to my toes. I have it presents like rheumatoid arthritis, and it's constant. At the moment I am in a flare up, which is not pleasant. I have severe bursitis in my left shoulder, and every time I fall or whatever, it's always my left side that gets injured. So my left shoulder, yeah, not so good, especially after the accident on Tuesday night. Yeah. I also have diabetes too. I have fibromyalgia, although I suspect God's also healed that. But I've just started, after a couple of years of not having fibro, I've just started getting some fibro symptoms again. What else do I have? It's such a list already. I have other stuff that I don't need to talk about. About 3 or 4 years ago, Mick and I both went and got CT scans on our backs on the same day. For those of you who don't know, Mick is my twin brother. I'm 5 minutes older than him. And on that day, when we went and got our CT scans, it turns out we both had about 5 or 6 different issues. 3 of them were the same. So we both had 3 of the same problems, which I guess is not surprising if you're twins. But the other issues, I won't share about me because that's his. But for me, I don't remember all of them, but I do have 2 bulge discs, which I have had since my early 20s. I'm obviously riddled with arthritis. My spine is riddled with tumours that at the moment are inactive, but before they became inactive, they've made little holes right through my bones in my vertebrae. I have a collapsed vertebrae. Oh my goodness, that's painful. So they did do one radiation session on that spot, and thankfully it stopped the pain there, but it flares a lot now. So I don't know if it's that particular vertebrae or if it's the ones where the collapsed vertebrae is, which is right next door, basically to the where I had the radiation. So I've got now, when you include all the cancer problems, I now have 9 different issues with my back alone. And people often think, oh, she just uses a mobility scooter because she's big and she can't walk. It's not that at all. No matter what size I've been, I've always been able to walk distances, quite long distances, until my back's stuffed up. So I do use a mobility scooter now. I can walk around the house fine without it. I can walk to the end of my street with a walking stick, but I struggle. If I stand with no supports whatsoever, I last about 30 seconds before I break out into a cold sweat, and my back just aches and aches and aches. So, you know, even with a walking stick, I can maybe stand for a minute, minute and a half before I break out into that cold sweat, just purely from pain. People often criticize me because of my weight. That has come because I have bipolar 2, which I haven't had issues with for a number of, well, maybe 15 years, because I've been so mentally balanced. I've worked so hard to get so well, and yeah, so that's really good. But I'm still on those meds. I want to get off of them, but people say, why bother when you're so healthy on them, like mentally? So yeah, I'm not quite sure what to do about that. But those are the meds that put the weight on, and I've never been able to lose it. So when I was 21, I think, I actually went up 6 sizes in a year because they put me on psych meds, like antipsychotics, and I'm still on them to this day. I'm a genuine insomniac. If I don't take my medication, I just don't sleep. Full stop, I don't sleep. And a testament to that is, even though I desperately wanted sleep when I was in emergency, even if I had the perfect conditions, I wouldn't have been able to sleep, because I just don't. I just stay awake and stay awake and stay awake. In the emergency the other day, when I was under the TV and the glaring light and all the noise, like, I would have loved just that peace and quiet, just purely because I was in extreme pain. But yeah, that wasn't going to happen. So I just wanted to give you a bit of an idea of the things that I live with day to day. I have a very high pain threshold because I've lived with this stuff for over 15 years. I think I got diagnosed when I was 33 with lupus, and I've just turned 50. So yeah, what's that, 17 years I've had it. I've had chronic pain, and so I've learnt a lot of mental strategies to deal with my pain, because let's face it, it's harder and harder and harder to get hold of painkillers. So that is my little chronic pain story, but I think I'm going to share a lot more about it, because the comments that people made on that video were pretty nasty. And just as an aside, I wasn't making that video to criticize the staff at the Modbury emergency. I used to be a patient there in my 20s when I was hurting myself really bad, when I was in the midst of my mental health struggles. I used to go there 3 or 4 times a week. I knew exactly who was on which shift, and I would actually say to myself, oh, can I afford to hurt myself tonight? Will I get a sympathetic or a nasty doctor or nurse? So I fully understand what nurses and doctors and the staff go through in emergency. I completely understand the triage system. I wasn't complaining. I was just sharing my frustrations because I was in absolute agony, and I was feeling fuzzy-headed because of the pain. Like I said, I have a very, very high pain threshold. So if I'm complaining about pain, it's got to be really bad. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. But I think I will continue to share about chronic pain, because unless you go through it, you just have no idea. And you can sit there and criticize people as much as you want, but you don't walk in their shoes. If you've never experienced chronic pain, you have no idea what you're talking about. And so when I said that Panadol I only got offered one dose of Panadol in like 12 hours, and it just didn't cut it. I wasn't complaining. I guess people didn't understand the complex pain and illness that I have. And so to me, it was just, oh man, this really sucks. Like, just sympathize a little bit with me. But I was not complaining about the staff. Like, I give full props to emergency staff. The stuff that they must see and go through. I can't even begin to imagine. I think it's they're real heroes. So anyway, that's my story for now. Sorry it's a bit longer, but yeah, that's what I deal with on a day-to-day basis. So yeah, cheers. Oh, and just as an aside, right now I'm actually in bed with a hot water bottle on my back. No painkillers, because I can't find my anti-inflammatories, and Panadol is. I just think, why take something if it doesn't work? So I do use a lot of mental health strategies. I rest a lot if I'm in agony, like I am right now. My shoulder is throbbing, and my back is just, I can't even begin. So I have a hot water bottle on there, and I use a lot of distraction as a strategy as well. I'll distract myself with music or things that I binge on, different streaming sites, or the Bible. I read the Bible and I talk to God, and that really helps a lot too. Okay, now I'm going. See ya.